right, this is the Big Kid Show. I'm Mr. B, and thanks for kicking it with us, even if it's just for a minuscule amount of your day. Welcome and appreciate your applause. All right, today in the Treehouse, we got your favorite and my favorite big kids. We got Big Nick and Mark the Sauce Johnson. All right, boys, how are we doing tonight?
Feeling
saucy.
Good, feeling
Extra
good.
saucy.
Extra saucy.
Big Nick, did you have something to share with us?
I did. Feeling wet and wild here, my friend. I want to give a shout out to Condiments. I hope I'm saying that correctly, for leaving us a 5-star review. Title, I love it. That's right. You do love it. And we love that you're loving it. They wanted to tell us that the show has everything that they love: nostalgia, sports, music, food. The guys don't take themselves too seriously. That's kind of
That's an understatement.
and they always make Cangans laugh. I want
Yes.
more funny stories about their lives. So they want to know about you personally, Mr. B. They didn't say that there, but
Careful what you wish for.
that's what they were getting at. So we promise to be extra saucy for you tonight,
Yes.
Cangans.
Pretty sure
Thank you
there's
for
some-
leaving the 5-star review.
There's some legal implications with us giving too much of our backstory. I'm pretty sure. We're gonna
Luckily,
have
I'm
to
an attorney.
have to lawyer up.
Right. All right, so today, boys, girls, we're playing Rank 'em. Yes, we love Rank. This is where us big kids and the research team pick a topic, place our votes, and then enter them into the super high-tech big kid computer where the algorithms are so complex your head would explode.
Whoa.
This machine calculates the results and a spectacular countdown to number 1. And a reminder here, kids, no one knows the outcome of the ranking today except for myself and the big kid computer. All right. So today on the show, we show our appreciation and we honor one of the greatest things since food, the condiment.
Yes. What
That's
goes
right.
on the food?
Right? That's why we are ranking our top 8 condiments and sharing them with all the world to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Now remember, condiments are awesome, but they're even more important if your food sucks. Then you can kick it up a notch. Bam! All right, so big kids, we know about condiments. Let's just jump into it. Let's see what we have figured out as our top 8 condiments. All right, so we're just going to jump right in here with number 8 here. Number 8, receiving 5 votes, was Heinz 57.
Oh,
The Heinz 57.
Well, I'll take this one, Mr. B, because
Please
I've
do.
read the Bible, the food Bible. And as everybody knows, on the 5th day, God created food. And on the 6th day, God created condiments. And we've been using them ever since. And just like you said, Mr. B, especially if the food sucks. Well, look what I brought to share with you here today, boys.
Oh, he's got a bottle on him. Oh, man, he's
Packing
prepared.
in the trench coat flap.
This one is brand spanking new, right off of the shelf. I picked it up on my way here to the treehouse today.
Man.
And according to the expiration date, this is good until February 26th of 2026. So
Nope.
looking at my
you got a
calendar,
solid 3 years.
you got quite a bit of time. I don't know what they put in it that's going to make it last that long. It makes me a little concerned. I
Yeah.
should
Oh,
have
it's-
probably-
It's the love that goes into it that makes it last.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, I think this is an underrated sauce, and I'm glad that it hit our top 8 because those are the ones that we decided to do a deep dive into. But this is made by the good, hardworking folks over at Heinz. And much to your dismay, Mr. B, that's the fine people of Pittsburgh, PA, dude. And according to the good people over at Heinz, which a beautiful city, I was there this summer to see Guns N' Roses and
Yes.
taking a little preseason football game. So beautiful city, great people. And according to the label here, it says Heinz 57 sauce, marinate, grill, and dip. So they're saying you can use it for anything, really. Add zest to chicken, steak, and pork. And up here on the label it says, our secret blend of premium herbs and spices has made Heinz 57 sauce an American favorite for over 100 years. That's right, 100 years, so you know that it's good. Boys, I like to create additional rules and parameters that I play within inside of these little games that we come up with. And my
We've
rules
gathered.
for the condiments, and for many of them, is that I like so many things, it gets hard to narrow it down. And so one of the things that I picked was that I wanted to choose condiments that I use on a lot of things, right? Like if I find
Agreed.
myself not using it very often. That is really the only limitation with Heinz 57 sauce to me, that like there's only a handful or so things that I put it on. Like it works on steak. It's very good on steak actually, but
Yes.
I would prefer an A1 sauce. Pork chops, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Don't play around. The Heinz 57 is the best in the business on the pork chops. Not bad on chicken. Little Big Nick tip here too. Duck. Not that duck needs any sauce, but if you're going to put a little sauce, you get the Heinz 57.
Hey, look at Hollywood Nick here. He's eating all the animals.
Serious.
You ever tried on some quail?
Get on some hamsters? You ever had a hamster leg with some Heinz 57 on it?
Speaking of the Bible, I'm very happy. Thank you to Noah for putting 2 of 2 of everything on that boat for me to consume for the rest of my days, because I'm living my best life. But yeah, Heinz 57, and it's
a while.
Beautiful brown color. I love it. As I said, when I think pork chops, this is the next thing I think of.
I mean, so Heinz 57 did not make my top 8, but man, it was like right on the precipice of making the top 8. And you're right, with steak, I actually prefer 57 over A1 for my steak, just barely. I love A1, just barely though. I like A1's a little more like tang to the back of your tongue. Heinz is a little more kind of kick. It's like you imagine it being spicy without it being spicy, if that makes any kind of sense. But I figured that. It's kind of, and I mean this in the best possible way, it's kind of like a juiced up ketchup, which makes sense coming from the people from Heinz 57, but it kind of has that tomatoey kind of base to it, if that makes sense. And but man, delicious flavors, good on chicken, good on steak, good on hamster legs. I mean, whatever you're into.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you know what we failed to do, and we mentioned this on one of our previous shows, they too have the questions or comments 800 phone number that you can call. And one of these days, we got to just call these people and record the conversation and ask them. They should be telling us about the Heinz 57 sauce. And the reason why I brought this here to the treehouse with me today, guys, is I am now going to drink this entire bottle right in front of you.
Chug it.
10 ounces of Heinz 57 sauce. The safety seal is still on. See, you can see the safety seal. 10 ounces of Heinz 57 sauce. Here we go.
Chug it.
And drum roll.
Are you kidding me?
Big Nick's like, this cost me $5. This has to last
Get
for
somebody from the
20
research team out here with a funnel. Let's get this thing really moving.
Nick's like, this has to last me till 2026.
That's right. How about a ration here?
All right, Heinz 57. And full disclosure, Big Nick had Heinz 57 ranked quite high, as Mr. B and Mark did not give any votes to Heinz 57.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, so Big Nick, the sole voter for Heinz 57 with 5 points.
Squeaked its way in.
Yes. All right, let's move on to our number 7. We have, with 6 votes, horseradish.
Horseradish.
Ooh.
So I love horseradish. I just got to put this out there. I'm the guy that goes to the steakhouse, and I got this from my dad. He was the one that kind of got me hooked on horseradish. So the good thing about horseradish is there's a few different ways you can get it, right? I think a lot of people think of horseradish. They think of like a roast beef sandwich that has like a creamy horseradish sauce. Beautiful. Love it. Perfect match for that. You get some Swiss cheese with some roast beef and some horseradish. You're living life.
Snap.
Right? You get a little kick. It's almost got a little spice to it. The natural flavor of horseradish to me is delicious. Definitely an acquired taste, but delicious. But I'm the guy, I like to go to the steakhouse, the fancy steakhouse.
Yep.
You get a really nice steak. You don't want to drench it in sauce, right? You don't want sauce on it.
It's already a quality piece of meat.
But give me some raw prepared horseradish. And if you do that, I am totally game to just put the little edge of that steak right into that raw prepared horseradish. Just gives it a little bit of the kick, a little bit of flair, really brings out the flavor of the steak. Man, you're living life. And it's a 3,000-year-old plant. I mean, it's been around for, I think it goes back, basically the Egyptians as back as 1500 BC.
It's pre-Jesus.
Early Greeks used it as a rub for lower back pain and an aphrodisiac. So, when you can not only put it on your sandwich, but you can try to get busy with it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You're like, sweetheart, what are you doing? I got this horseradish.
Let's go.
Let's go. What gets you turned on, baby? I got raw horseradish. Let's rub it all over our bodies.
And so, Mark, this one I had ranked really high, and you had it just squeaking in. But I know it's a personal one to you with your dad, and so I'm glad you brought that up because I agreed. Like the creamier, like horseradish, almost like a sauce.
Yeah,
quite delicious. But something about the raw too. It's just like, And I like just a teeny bit with like my steak. Like I don't want to drench it, but it just gives you a little pep in the step.
Yeah, it just kind of gives a little Shazam to whatever it is that you're eating. And again, I love the fact that you could make it into a creamy sauce, and you could also put it on a sandwich, right?
Yeah,
or
maybe I
you
like
can go
it
the raw
raw.
method. You can go steak. You could go pork. You can mix it with anything. No, I struggled to put it lower, but I do think it's a little limited as far as what you can use it with. It's really like a meat enhancer. If that makes
roast beef
sense.
or steak, pretty much. Like you're not going to probably put it on chicken or fish. It would just be weird.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the only reason I had it lower. But no, I love me some horseradish.
The thing is, I love it too, but I find that very few manufacturers can get the right ratio of horse and radish.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
It's 70-30 is the perfect ratio.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't forget Busta Rhymes. He likes it raw.
raw. I mean, there's a ton of different manufacturers that make it. I mean, Boar's Head makes a pretty good creamy one.
I've had that one.
But there is a ton, Nick. You're right that like you try it and it's either like too mild. If you want a horseradish, you want some kick. I mean, you want a little.
It should open up your sinuses a little bit.
Exactly. That's a
I want a lot of
perfect way
horse.
to put it, Mr. B. Yeah, it should open up all the holes. It's an aphrodisiac. So.
ODB likes it raw too.
That's
he
right.
likes it raw.
Raw.
Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
All right, we got horseradish coming in at number 7. Let's move on to number 6. Receiving 7 votes, we have ranch.
Ooh.
Ranch. I can't believe this came in this low. Wow, I'd ranch at number 3.
And I'll give you some insight. Mr. B did not put ranch.
That's because you're not a salad guy. You son of a bitch.
He will not ever eat it. I mean, like,
you get lettuce near this guy. He starts getting hives.
I'm breaking out.
He starts getting a rash. He's like, what's this rabbit food doing around me? No, dude, ranch goes with literally almost anything.
goes on a lot of things.
Fry, potatoes, vegetables, meat, pizza.
Well, and my thing is, I'm not anti-ranch. It's not
lie to me.
It's not my top 8. Like,
Don't lie to me.
You don't put it on a lot of things.
Yeah, like there's a pizza place, Two Cities Pizza in Mason, Ohio, that makes their own ranch. I will eat that ranch. That is delicious.
True.
But a lot of times I wouldn't go out of my way to get ranch unless it's just like, a lot of times it'll come with like a dipping thing for like a side or appetizer, but it's just usually not my choice. But I appreciate ranch.
Can I ask you about you said Two Cities is the name of the pizza joint?
Oh, the Bomb.
Yes.
Thebomb.com.
I love a good homemade ranch. Like when I worked at Max and Irma's back in my heyday, we made our own ranch too. And it was great. And like people would even come in and buy tubs of it. And the Two Cities, is it a runnier or creamier ranch? Like there are some people that only like the creamy, some like the runny.
I think it's more creamier.
Okay.
Yeah. So Montgomery Inn, where me and Mr. B both were previously employed, had an amazing ranch as well. Here's what a lot of people don't know about most, not all, but most restaurant ranch dressings that taste homemade.
Oh,
It's Hidden Valley Ranch.
Yeah, it comes in the packet.
It's the
Like the
packet. You mix it with
packet.
buttermilk and you mix it with mayo and you whoop, 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 whoop. And then if you wanted a little lighter, you just go a little heavier on the liquid. You want it a little creamier, you do. So not to burst the bubble of all the people out there that love their favorite places ranch, but I actually made my own here. You got to buy a thing of buttermilk and mayo, and then you mix it with the packet and you can get a dope ranch. I will say, Mr. B, I don't think there's a single ranch dressing that I've personally tasted, and I've tasted a lot, that comes out of a grocery store that is even in the same playing field as those restaurant ones. Like the restaurant ones, if you're talking about that kind of ranch, it could possibly be my number one.
Yeah.
Like it's that good. But the ones in the grocery store, it's because they got to put all the stuff in there to keep it, congealed and conserved, and it's just not the same. It's not the same. So.
Well played. Yeah. And again, ranch, very versatile, which is why it's coming in at number 6.
But it goes on rabbit food.
Yeah. Well, but it can go on everything. I like a little, some of the pizzas I like from Dewey's Pizza. There's one that has like a ranch drizzle. That one's delicious.
Theirs is good. So when you get wings, I know you eat wings.
Oh, he eats a lot of
ranch.
wings.
No ranch dip with the wings? Do you go blue cheese?
I like a spicier wing, so I don't want to dull the spice with ranch. I mean, I'll do it occasionally, like especially like sometimes I'll make the mistake of ordering the too hot of wing, and then I have to go ranch because I'm like, oh my god, I got the super fire one, but usually
don't
no
touch
ranch.
your eyeball.
Yeah, make sure you wash your hands before you pee.
Yep.
And, we've never done any ads on this show. Actually, I think we did do a swap with our friend for Santa, maybe a criminal back in the day last Christmas. But
love that guy.
Great podcast.
I'm hoping and praying that our first ad read will be one day for Marcus's own Sweetwater Ranch dressing.
Sweetwater Ranch. Just rolls right off your tongue.
Oh, sounds delicious.
Rolls right off your tongue.
Hey, if that comes out, I'll buy a jar, buddy.
Hey, can I work for you?
It's never made lettuce taste so good.
I would like to be the COO. Actually, I think Mr. B's more qualified for COO. I will be like the. How about you give me some VP job, but I'll also do the janitorial.
You would be vice Big Dick. You're vice president of advertising.
That's right. Sweetwater Ranch. I already came up with the
and also recycling all of the mayo and buttermilk containers.
Mark, you got our Big Nick clean this shit up over here.
Sweetwater Ranch now with more horse.
Now with more horse. Enjoy your lettuce like you're not a rabbit.
All right, let's move on to our number 5, which we have with receiving 10 votes. We have salsa.
Salsa.
So Mr. B had salsa quite high on his list.
I bet so.
I love salsa, and salsa is underrated because it can go on more things. Everyone just thinks salsa, dip some chips in it. No.
How about
amazing
no
on
scotch?
eggs? Amazing on eggs, by the way.
Eggs, and so and Mark knows this because we've had many a Waffle House breakfast and late night Waffle Houses. Waffle House used to have the salsa there, and that is perfect with not only the eggs or a sandwich, but in the hash browns.
Drop it, the hash browns.
They do the picante style.
Yeah, now they don't have it anymore, which Waffle House, I'm disappointed in you. So I actually went to Waffle House recently, and this guy sitting next to me, he brought in his own tortilla, and he's like, can you make me a breakfast burrito? And I was like, oh my God, you could do that? Whoa. So my thought is I'm going to show up with a tortilla, some shredded cheese, and some salsa and be like,
He's going to bring all my own stuff.
And Mr. B's going to come in with a buffet line. Be like, this is just for me.
I'm just going to be like, can I just go back there and help you guys make it?
Not only did I bring the ingredients for my breakfast, but I brought my butler with me as well to serve it to me.
Dude, I think I foresee Mr. B hanging out, us writing some jams, and the next morning waking up and on my Blackstone rocking out. Just forget the Waffle House, man. We'll do it local.
Hash browns.
The wives will be happy. We'll cook them some breakfast. To be a beautiful thing, man.
Yes.
Winning.
No, I love it. So salsa, again, the history of salsa goes back way far. I mean, it's like there's stuff tracing it back to, thousands of years BC. But little fun fact for Big Nick. I actually have a couple fun facts.
Ooh, lay it on me. Sir.
In 1574, Alonso de Molina is credited with calling salsa by its name for the first time. So, Alonso, way to go, buddy. Also,
Alonso.
I did not know this, but May is National Salsa Month.
Is it really?
Yeah, I like to celebrate independently, but
agreed.
Going back one step, I couldn't imagine salsa with any other name than salsa.
Exactly.
It fits beautifully. Alonso, very solid work.
Well, and as we all know from Seinfeld, apparently it was approximately around 1991 that salsa actually overtook ketchup in terms of sales by dollar in the early 90s.
Chi-Chi's probably had a lot to do with that.
Right.
Celebration of food.
And there was one other. So we've all heard of paste salsa or paste picante sauce, right?
New York City.
Your sauce is made in New York City. So Pace, the manufacturer, was the first official company to create salsa in the United States. And originally, Pace was a syrup manufacturer.
Oh.
So that's
At least they didn't put a state on it like Texas Pete. They might be in legal trouble.
But think about that interesting jump. You're like, you know what? We make syrup here. You know what? I got an idea, guys. Let's make this thing called salsa.
Let's do it.
And the guys on the board, you're like, you know what? I like it. Let's do it.
No drugs involved in that decision.
Yeah. And also, salsa and tortilla chips was designated the official state snack of Texas, 2003.
Ooh.
So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I will.
Bang, bada boom. Tastes
Too
delicious.
late.
Right.
Already did.
Salsa is doing good at number 5. All right.
Picante.
We're moving on to number 4. We're getting into the top dogs here. Number 4 was receiving 12 votes. We have ketchup.
Whoa, ketchup only made it to 4?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Well, and I'm going to give you some insight here. Mr. B did not vote for ketchup.
Wow.
Mr. B doesn't like ketchup?
Well, and let me
doesn't
explain.
even go on lettuce.
So, and here's what's so crazy. So, like, I love tomato sauce, marinara sauce, but I don't like tomatoes. And so
that's
something about ketchup, I would probably never put ketchup on anything. I know my brain and mouth are not connected, but
Not even like a French fry?
They're close to one another.
Drag?
yes. And so Big Nick had ketchup as his number 1. So
Yeah, and
Wow.
I tell you what, it's the first condiment that I fell in love with. Like at a very young age, I was putting ketchup on darn near everything. Like I was the kid, we've all seen that kid, like chicken nuggets go in the ketchup, French fries, shrimp, pork chops back then.
Shrimp.
Oh yeah.
Shrimp.
Yeah.
Shrimp.
Yeah. So I think like ketchup is the gateway condiment. Okay. Like for most people. Now, I pumped this baby into the old search engine because I wanted to find out more about the history of ketchup. And the search engine asked me for clarification if I wanted to learn about tomato ketchup or mushroom ketchup, which was something.
what?
Yes. Yeah. I
Never
didn't
even
know.
heard of that.
Well,
Hold up.
of course, 5 minutes later, I find myself eyeballs deep in some straight up mushroom ketchup research. Which, look, you don't want to know too much about it. I think it's definitely a British thing, this mushroom ketchup, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about tomato ketchup. And to me, like I said, it was my first condiment that I fell in love with. Now, I told you about my own rules and parameters that I put on myself with this particular topic. And I got to say this. I don't think that it's the condiment that I put on most things these days. There's at least one condiment that I know for sure I put on way more things than ketchup and just about anything else. But here's a question for you. You can say ketchup or catsup.
Catsup.
You ever heard catsup?
Catsup.
Catsup? Yeah.
So catsup is actually what I used to call it as a kid, ironically.
I had a grandmother that called it catsup.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, like, who, if we did, I bet you, if you polled Americans these days, much more people are saying ketchup these days. But
Yes.
I wonder if we could hop in the old DeLorean and go back in time about 75 years ago, if it's a lot of catsup. But in fact, until we did this little exercise, I forgot all about my grandmother, Maxine, God rest her soul, would always say catsup.
So at the request of our Big Kid listeners wanting to know more about personal lives, the first thing that I ever called ketchup, and this, I have no idea where I got this from. I think it lasted very short period of time as I was a young kid. Ketchup I used to call Shazbot. Shazbot. Let that roll that off your tongue. Shazbot.
Wait a second.
I don't even, like, what was I thinking? I'm pretty sure I was like 4. I wasn't like a
you mean
teenager.
You were 34?
Yeah, 34, and I called it Shazbot.
Turns out he was raised by German war criminals.
That stuff is a hyphen.
Well, and now that's never going to get out of my head. You all want some Shazbot on those hot
Need
dogs?
some Shazbot, y'all? All right, I got you.
Look, man, you're very smart, but I'm questioning, did you have like some head trauma that
there might have been some lead paint in my grandparents' house. I don't know. But, hey, the big kids,
Shazbot.
the listeners out there said they wanted to know more. I told them, be careful what you wish for. Shazbot. That's what you get. You get
By the
some
way,
Shazbot.
I think I just figured out Mark's email password.
Yep. Shazbot.
Shazbot 34.
Mark's like, oh crap, I got to change those now.
Shit, I got to get in there real quick.
I mean, what do you want me to say? Do you want me
It's a
to
live stream?
give you a history lesson on ketchup? I don't think so. We all know what it is. Apparently, up
It's
until
delicious,
about the 1850s, anchovies was a thing in ketchup, and it's been removed since then. Earlier American days, ketchup, one of the more famous ketchup recipes is traced back to Mary Rudolph, who is Thomas Jefferson's cousin.
right.
So
Bless you, Mary.
yeah, I guess that's pretty American there. But and look, there's debate out there that as adults, we're not allowed to put it on a hot dog. I say it's still fair game for a hot dog. I prefer mustard, of
Yeah,
course. I like the combo mustard and ketchup. But
Ooh.
I think that you can put ketchup on a hot dog if you need Big Nick's opinion. There, you have it.
Does anybody from the research team or you gentlemen know where the elitist attitude that you couldn't put ketchup on a hot dog came from? Because
I don't know.
I'll just explain
Probably.
my own personal view on it.
Probably from those German war criminals that we talked about.
Yeah, I try to understand where people get upset about putting a ketchup paste or tomato paste onto a slab of pig intestines and lips and assles. They get
Yeah,
formed
filled
into a
with-
tube.
Sounds good.
Filled
Like,
with
don't you dare
nitrates
put
and all
ketchup on
kinds
those
of- yeah.
assholes. Like, what?
I mean, unless that's like a like a Chicago dog thing. Like maybe it's like in Chicago, like yeah, you don't put ketchup on it, but
Yeah,
I
again,
remember
we're not talking about a prime rib here. We're talking about a freaking hot dog.
I've been golfing with guys and like someone puts ketchup on it and like a bunch of people will give them shit. And I'm like, dude, it's a hot dog. Bring it down a level, man. Like,
Do you guys know what's in a hot dog? Have you seen a hot dog be made? Do you have any like? Let's
Me-
not.
Meanwhile, sir, your back swing is atrocious. Like, could you? Why don't you
you're
work on
shooting
your
a
swing,
75
bro?
at the
atrocious.
at the first 9 here. Big question for you guys. Like, I do have to ask this: your favorite purchased ketchup?
So mine, and I'm not trying to sound elitist. I just simply like the way that it tastes better. Heinz, I find, is significantly better than most brands out there. But take it a step further. I even do the Heinz no sugar and
Yes.
or the Heinz organic. I'm not trying to be
Sugar
organic.
is good, man.
I'm not trying to dodge sugar. I mean, we just did an episode on soda, but I think that the way that they taste, for whatever reason, I like the way that those two taste better than others.
Let's be honest. Like, so that I was going to say the Hunts as well. I like the Hunts. Let's be honest. I've tried both of them with the no sugar. All they mean by no sugar is they're not putting high fructose corn syrup into them.
Yeah.
And
And maybe that's what your taste is. You're not getting that kind of
if you
funky-
blind test the two together on top of food, I bet 8 out of 10 people will not be able to tell you the difference.
Word.
Hey, so you're hearing it here. The big kids get the no sugar or the organic or the no sugar organic. It's going to taste better.
Why do you
Like
want high fructose
ODB
corn
said.
syrup?
I like it raw.
Raw.
Right? Apparently,
So-
we like all our condiments raw.
We like it real raw. So Big Nick, I got to ask you this. It's your number one. So there's the obvious. You got the hot dog, hamburger, French fries. What are some of the other maybe more out of the box things that you use ketchup
Good
on?
question.
Because if
Good
it's your
question.
number one, I assume you consider it fairly versatile. I know you said you don't use it as much, but I'm curious. The listeners may be curious of what maybe some of Big Nick's out of the box ketchup choices.
So
would be.
you say out of the box, but this is very close to the box. Maybe still
How
inside.
big
I don't
is
know.
the box?
I absolutely love
Seven.
to dip potato chips in ketchup. I absolutely
all right.
love to.
It makes
That's one of my favorite. Yeah, it's pretty much like a
makes sense.
weird fry, right? Like
Yeah, it's
I
just a flat
love
fry.
to dip potato chips in ketchup. Now, here's another thing that I absolutely love. Like my mouth just started to water thinking about it.
He's drooling a little, fellas.
I will take a little bit of sriracha and mix it with ketchup. And if I do that on the meatloaf, it's amazing to do, guys. And this is more of a mixture thing, a little bit of a concoction, if you will. I like to take a little sriracha, and it's like 2 parts ketchup, 1 part sriracha, mix it all up, make my own homemade spicy ketchup.
Right? All right. I could get down
And
with
I
that
put-
a little bit.
I put that on meatloaf. Oh man, you put that on meatloaf,
Oh,
you might eat the whole freaking pan.
See, that's why I asked Big Nick, because you just gave me a recipe idea now. Like now I have to go make that. That
Mark's gonna be
delicious.
making meatloaf while listening to meatloaf.
Oh.
Sriracha meatloaf.
And I know it's a little bit off topic.
Cue the
and-
music.
And maybe it's not as new as I think it is, but it's the first time that I have seen it. When I picked up on the way to the treehouse, when I picked up the Heinz 57, which I did drink the whole bottle, by the way.
My stomach hurts.
You couldn't
It's
hear
delicious.
it. You couldn't hear it, but I did drink the whole bottle. But when I was at the store picking that up, I saw for the first time Tabasco brand sriracha.
Okay.
So I'm eager to try that one out.
I think I saw that at the store. My Kroger stepped its game up when it comes to the variety of new different things it has. So I think I saw that there.
We've talked food so much on this show that when will the big kids do a field trip together to Jungle Gyms and broadcast from Jungle Gyms?
Oh,
We'll broadcast
I like
from the
that.
hot sauce section at Jungle
Yeah.
Like a
Gyms.
live stream
I like
with
that.
with a taste test sample in the
Yes.
live stream. I think
That's right.
We'll
That
set
needs
that
to
up
happen.
soon, fellas.
And we'll all wear suspenders just for
Will
fun.
it be weird if we bring in a bowl of cooked chicken wings to Jungle Gyms?
No, that's completely normal.
They've seen it all at Jungle Gyms.
Yeah. All right, ketchup at our number 4. Now we're into our top 3. These are the big condiments here.
The
And
heavy
at
hitters.
number 3 with 16 votes, we have mustard.
Mustard. So I'm a little disappointed, boys. Mustard was my number 1, but sorry, 3. You said that's where we're at. 3.
Number 3, mustard with 16 votes.
It's not bad. We'll take the bronze medal. I mean, mustard has been around for a very long time. Yellow mustard actually originated in China during the Zhou dynasty.
Ooh,
Whoa.
In like 1000 BC, right? And the mustard seeds were ground up and made into paste. Even back 1000 BC, they were like, we can do something with these seeds. Let's
We can make these
on our non-existent turkey sandwiches.
Yeah, like we can make these hot dogs better.
Yeah, exactly. Now, mustard, obviously there's a lot of different kinds of mustard, so that's a big plus to me personally. But I think mustard is one of those things that so let me put it this way. Anybody that's gone through hey, I need to eat a little healthier, and you start to look at the list of condiments and what actually is not filled with sugar
right.
and sodium and a bunch of crap that like is going to make you feel like hell after you eat it. mustard is not that. Mustard is like, there's a lot. Most of the mustards don't have any of the extra garbage in it, and you can put it. It's almost like a Red Hot. You can put that shit on anything,
right? So Mark, yeah. So Mark, what would be your favorite type of mustard if you had one? I know that's a big question, but I'm curious.
So the horseradish mustard is definitely up there. That's a big one. The Dijon,
1 part horse, 1 part radish, 1 part mustard.
You got to get the right part of the horse, though. You got to get,
the back half.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought it was the front half.
Mostly the hair. The hair.
No horse hooves. But the hooves maybe hoove you to try that type of mustard.
So, Mark, have you ever tried? There's a couple companies that make like a stone ground mustard, and so it's almost like it's a little seedier. And thicker, but like I love that would be my favorite mustard, like the kind of more like not just the straight yellow mustard, but it's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of like it has like the seeds in it and
stems and seeds.
Yeah, stems and seeds. Everybody likes the stems and seeds. I went to Costco recently and they sold these pretzel bites, and they were little pretzel knots, right? Like about the size of like a quarter, maybe a little bigger, 50-cent piece. And it was beautiful because you put them in the oven for 5 minutes. You could put a little bit of butter on top. They gave you a little salt packet. You could, do a little bit of the heavy salt on top. But it came with 2 cheese sauces, like cheddar cheese sauces that you could dip them in. And then it came with the mustard. And when I opened the mustard, it reminded me of that. It had the full mustard seeds in there, like the round mustard seeds. But it was very like, almost like you would think of like a runnier Mr. B's favorite ranch. Like it wasn't like a thick, because you think of most mustards like kind of thick, right? It's not like you drag something through, you're going to get a big wad of it. This was more like a runny mustard, but it had the seeds. It was really good though. I think the thing is, like, I don't think I've had a mustard where I've gone, ugh.
Yeah. Like,
I think that's the kicker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's like such a variety of mustards.
The crappiest, like yellow mustard jar, and you're like, still pretty good.
I guess I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll put it on my hot dog. I'll put it on my pig lips and intestines. Yep, put it right on there. I mean, you can't go wrong with mustard. And I feel like literally, I had a crappy steak once, and I was like, pull the mustard out, man. I can dip that bad boy right in some mustard.
That's why condiments exist. It's like sometimes you get a bad meal and you're like, I got to save this thing.
Right? You got a bad cut.
And full disclosure. So again, we already know Mark had this one as his number one. Big Nick and Mr. B had this one pretty high as well. So that's why it received so many votes.
Nice.
Let's not forget about Colonel Mustard, who sometimes murders people with a wrench or a rope
in the courtyard.
In the courtyard, the conservatory. I saw him kill somebody in the conservatory one time.
That's
son
a
of a
dick
bitch.
move.
That's right. The person went in there just to look at the plants, look at the beautiful plants that and was murdered with a wrench, and you know what? Just to throw the armchair sleuths off, I think he also used the candlestick. And then he did the secret passageway all the way into the living room.
Where he used the honey Dijon.
And hey, just so you guys know, a little heads up, a little spoiler alert. True Crime Garage is probably going to do an episode on the movie Clue, and they're going to solve it.
Yes,
we'll solve that
because
case.
the movie tricked you. Big Nick's going to dive in. He's going to get the facts. He's going to get the DNA. And he's going to solve what happened.
We did a full investigation. Turns out Colonel Mustard, serial killer. He's got like 17 victims.
Oh, my God.
Multiple weapons. But he kills everybody inside. He prefers to kill them inside.
So pro tip, if you're ever invited to a dinner party and there's a guy named Colonel Mustard there, just go. Leave.
Just run. Just leave.
Run. Run as fast as you can.
Full disclosure, again, wanted to know more. Here we go. Colonel Mustard, one of my favorite Clue characters, just because he had the name Mustard in it.
You would.
Right? No, when I play Clue, when I play the game Clue, I want Colonel Mustard every time.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
plus honestly, he's a colonel. He's a colonel, man.
Right? You get the best of both worlds. He's a smart military mind, and he's named after a tasty condiment.
I want a full background check on this guy.
Yeah. Probably won it in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
All right. We got mustard at our number 3 with 16 votes. Now we're getting to our top 2. Our number 2 condiment receiving 19 votes out of a possible 24. It's high up there. Would be barbecue sauce.
Yeah. Okay, so barbecue sauce, jumping right in here, boys.
Do it.
Mr. B, he you know, on several episodes ago, Mr. B told us all, he educated us all when he gave us the history of barbecue sauce, and he said barbecue sauce is old as shit.
Yep.
And I thought, is Mr. B a professor at Harvard or Yale or something? Like, I thought that he's got to have a doctorate in sauces, because he dropped knowledge on me like I've never heard before. Barbecue sauce is old as shit, and he's right. I looked it up. I checked. I had a little discussion with the research team, and we have confirmed barbecue sauce. It's as old as the day is long, my friends. But here's the thing that I think makes barbecue sauce a little difficult. And I'm not going to try to be a purist, right? We went on and on about how we like it raw earlier, but when I'm eating barbecue, I don't have to have the barbecue sauce on my barbecue, but I at least want the option, right? I want the sauce option because sometimes I want to smother it in there. And to me, it doesn't always have to, like, it's not me evaluating the meat. Sometimes I'm in the mood for the sauce. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes you feel like some sauce. Sometimes you don't.
You don't.
Yeah. Barbecue ribs have sauce. Some don't. But so the thing is, I like the option. And here's what I love about the barbecue sauce. There's so many freaking varieties, right? Like there's so much to choose from. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Variety is the spice of life, and Big Nick is a spicy boy. I love barbecue sauce, and I think that I'm very glad that it finished high in our rankings here today.
Well, and Big Nick, as I'm assuming, because when we look at barbecue sauce, we all had that one really high. So that was Mark's
2 for me.
That was Mark's number 2.
Well, we're Americans,
and Big Nick
America.
and Mr. B's number 3. So, which is why it was so high, but because it can be used on so many things, and there's so many different types of barbecue sauce. I mean, honestly, if you guys are really interested, go back. We did a top 3 barbecue sauces. I don't remember the episode number, but we dive deep into barbecue sauce because it's delicious on everything. I mean, it's meant to be. It's
so deep.
We dove right into the 12-foot side of barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
We just
dove
dived
into
into
the
it.
vat, right into the vat of barbecue sauce.
We dove so deep. Big Nick had so many concussions that he's still recovering.
I still got burns from because that was some hot barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, we like the spicy ones, but there's just so many good ones and
smoky ones.
I almost like name something that is not good with barbecue sauce. Maybe fish. And
maybe
even
ice cream.
And even
that's
then,
the only thing I can think of.
Ice cream, drywall. And actually, you know what? If the barbecue sauce is good enough, I would eat a piece of drywall.
It might make it good enough.
If you soak it long enough.
Yeah, like you gotta loosen it up because it'll get really dry.
I mean, honestly, it'd be like shredded, like pulled drywall.
That sounds good. Mark, what are you serving for the dinner? It's pulled drywall.
Yeah, it's been cooking in the slow cooker for about 16 hours now. So it's gonna be nice and mushy.
This is the wettest drywall I've ever seen.
And it tastes delicious. No, barbecue sauce, I feel like, is so versatile. And I think it reminds me of mustard in the sense of like, do you like it spicy? I got you. You like it with just a little kick? I got you. You like it smoky? I got you. You want it sweet as honey? I got you. It doesn't matter. Any way you want it, somebody's come up with it, right? Kansas City style, San Francisco style. You got Memphis style. You got all over the place. KC style. You got Virginia style. There's all the different styles, and every one brings its own little nuance to it.
Good word.
That can completely change the complexion of your dinner.
And my favorites are the mustard-based barbecue sauces.
Ooh, Carolina style.
Yeah. Let's put them together. Style. Mustard barbecue. Oh, everybody wins.
And
everybody's winning.
According to Sweetwater Barbecue, it just rolls off the tongue too. But according to Sweetwater Marcus, there, barbecue sauce was like, "Give me your weak, give me your tired, give me your poor." And I'll take care of I will make a sauce for anyone in every walk of life, any creed, any nationality, any sexuality. There's a barbecue sauce for you. It doesn't matter.
Step right up.
Right.
Come get yourself some barbecue.
Yeah. Barbecue sauce, as unique as the people that walk this earth.
Love it.
So that brings us
That's why you're the VP, Big Nick.
Yeah. And the janitor.
Coming up with all the big ideas.
And janitor. Come on.
Don't forget janitor.
Yeah. Small businesses, you got to do a lot
Cleaned
of
up so well, we had to make him VP. So.
Yeah, these urinal cakes ain't going to position themselves, buddy.
And you know what makes them smell a lot better? Some barbecue sauce.
Oh, did we just come up with barbecue flavored urinal cakes?
You don't flavor. It's scented. You
What grown man doesn't want to smell some barbecue sauce when he's taking a piss?
Do not encourage the drunks in the bars of America to eat the urinal cakes.
Well, no, but hold on. Hey, that could be a marketing ploy. That could really push the food numbers for any bar that has barbecue served in the bar.
Oh my God.
Trademark. Be taking a piss and be like, man, I want some brisket. What's going on here?
Lock that in. That's a genius idea. All right.
Probably
we got sidetracked here. Let's go back. All right. To our number one condiment, receiving 20 of 24 votes. So this is our number one. We're going to go with hot sauce.
God bless America. It's
yes. Some hot sauce, baby.
All right. And all you listeners out there, we don't even need to get into the deep dive because if you want to refer back to, we did our top 3 hot sauces. It was episode 64. We released that actually July 5th, 2022. We really dive into some hot sauces, but that was Mr. B's number 1 was hot sauce. That was Big Nick's number 2 and Marcus's number 4.
2022, that was it, or 2023?
Either one.
One of the above.
Hey, here's the problem. It came from the research team. They were drunk on hot sauce. Who knows what's going on?
They've been siphoning barbecue and hot sauce together.
Yeah. So. The reason why I had hot sauce so high is because I don't think there's anything I wouldn't put hot sauce on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and just like we said with barbecue sauce, there's so many different types of hot sauces. I was very lucky and blessed that the last recent time I hung out with Big Nick, he brought me a plethora of hot sauces. And you know what? And there was like all these different flavors and heats. And I'm
16 pack. I'm
still using these to the day. Yeah. So hot sauce, amazing, delicious. It's just, if you don't like hot sauce, the problem is you.
So, boys, I'm gonna pose this to all 3 of us because I think this is a good exercise to do for our number 1 here. I want each of us to give our number 1 out of the box item that we put hot sauce onto, because hot sauce goes on chicken wings, goes on a plethora, as Mr. B said, a plethora. You bought me a sweater. It's a plethora of things.
A sweater.
You bought me a sweater. What's your number 1 out of the box? I can even start if you guys want.
Yeah. I need to think a little bit. Yeah.
I need 30 seconds.
I will cook up first thing in the morning, get my skillet ready, put a little bit of butter in, crack a couple eggs. I love hot sauce with eggs.
Oh, natural fit. I don't know if that's out of the box.
That's not out of the box. That's normal thinking.
Oh, see, that's not. But you'd be surprised if you talk to a lot of people. A lot of people are like, "What? Hot sauce on eggs?"
Oh no, that's like my go-to breakfast, man.
Okay, this one.
See, for us, it's not out of the box, but for those out there,
touche.
This one is still in the box, but not an obvious pick. My by far favorite thing to put on fish. I love hot sauce on fish. Oh my goodness. Like hot sauce on fish. I put it on macaroni and cheese.
I 3 ways.
Yeah.
4 ways. 5 ways.
Deviled eggs. And here's one that's not so normal. I love hot sauce, but in particular Tabasco on potato skins.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah. All right.
See, that's very in the box, but again, it's kind of perspective, right? Because again, most people might be like, "Oh, no, I
So I like hot sauce on like when I make a crappy Totino's party pizza.
Oh, that I won't eat one of those without hot sauce.
Hot sauce. Big Nick knows this from one of the last times we had pizza rolls, hot sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
We went through all the hot sauces that night. But also eggs, like Mark said, but like Geta, right? So if I
you need to tell people what Geta is, because it's a local thing.
It's a very local Cincinnati, Ohio thing where it's like pork and oats, and it's either you love it or hate it. And but I'll get the mild Geta, and then I'll put some hot sauce on that. Just kick it up a notch. Bam.
Yep.
Mashed potatoes.
Oh, now see, that's outside the box, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know why I like hot sauce on potatoes so much, but yeah.
Yeah. I went to Culver's this past week and had their buffalo chicken fingers, and they were so spicy. I was dipping those into the mashed potatoes. So I could see where the hot sauce, because the mashed potatoes is kind of a counteractive agent to the hot sauce, but it kind of blends nicely.
Corn.
So, yeah.
I like it on corn too. And my wife, the first time I did it in her presence, like when we were dating, she's like, "Are you putting like heaping amounts of hot sauce on your corn?" I'm like, "Yes, I am."
She was like, "I'm not sure this is going to work out."
No, she tried it, and she's like, "I don't understand why I don't see other people doing this. Like it's a natural fit."
Well, I'll give you one weird one that I remember. There was a New Year's Eve party that I spent with Mr. Marcus, and we were experimenting with shots. And I feel like my wife made a shot with hot sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I thought it was good. Mark's stomach disagreed.
It was not a fan.
So that's a little outside the box.
Should have used mustard for Mark.
So hot sauce doesn't go on everything.
Not
basically.
everything, but like 90% of things.
Yeah, 90%.
All right. So before we recap, I got to at least throw out, there's some major heavy hitters that got 0 votes. I want to at least point those out. So the Big Kid team here, mayonnaise, got 0 votes from all of us.
Yeah, I'm not a big mayo guy.
I like mayonnaise a lot, but I put it on so few things.
Same here. Like, there's only a few things I like mayo, and I like very little mayo. Also, relish got 0 votes.
Which is weird because I love relish on a hot dog, but again, I put it on so few things. But I want I want the record to show. I put this on my permanent record.
All right, got it.
Big Nick. I love to go to baseball games. It's one of my favorite sporting events to attend is baseball. Every time those little hot dogs come out to race, I root for Ricky Relish at the Columbus Clipper games. That's my boy. I root for the Relish, Ricky Relish every time. Now, I did a little investigation, and I think down there in Cincinnati at the Great American Ballpark, there is no Ricky Relish. I think there's a mustard hot dog in the race, a ketchup hot dog in the race, and an onion hot dog. I don't remember the name of the onion hot dog. I think it's a female.
Olivia the onion hot dog?
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't know. So I thought we should point that out. That I know mayonnaise is a popular condiment with most people, but here on the Big Kid Show, not so much.
Have you ever, with grilled cheese, make it with a little bit of mayonnaise before you fry it up in the pan?
I don't want to ruin my grilled cheese.
You just put a little bit on there. The fat in the grilled cheese, it helps it really cook up the bread. Sorry, I'm getting off track here.
Yeah. All right. So let's recap our top 8 here for everyone because, hey, you should take notes here. These are the best condiments that you'll taste. Here we go. Number 8, we got Heinz 57. Number 7, horseradish. Number 6, ranch. Number 5, salsa. Number 4, ketchup. Number 3, mustard. Number 2, barbecue sauce. Number 1, hot sauce. That's your condiments. America, enjoy them, taste them. We are the Big Kid Show, and we're bringing you the thunder with condiments. We appreciate you listening to us. Stick around next week. We're dropping episodes every week. We are
dropping like it's hot.
The Big Kid Show.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. See, my name is the